hear me, Pedro? If your dog is not doing well, go back to your basics. So right now my basics is Pedro, don't pull on my leash. Pedro. If it doesn't look like that, a couple ways to clean this up. You go back to your leash, pretend your dog's about to start pulling. You start working a little bit of Pedro, good. Don't pull on my leash. Pedro. See a little bit of that shenanigans and stuff. Pedro, good. Pedro. The purpose of me tossing and making a little bit of a distraction is if you press your pager and the dog didn't come back, you use your neck to help reinforce your behavior there. So that means you can go pager. I'm not pressing yet, but you can go pager, neck, move it up. The point of your neck is to help reinforce the behavior you've been doing before. So pager, neck, if you're not listening. Good. Pager. Good. Remember, it needs to look like this. Pager, good. Pager, good, dog. If you're struggling and you can't use your pager because your dog is yanking you, then go back to your leash stuff where you give yourself plenty of slack. He pulls on the leash. Now, again, I'm not being the best cleanup stuff right here because he's being really good. But it's a great kind of going back to your beginning stages. He pulls on your leash. Let's pretend this is a 6 foot long leash. You're pressing your pager, good. Let's pretend he pulled on my leash the other way. I press my pager. As soon as he's no longer pulling on your leash, now you can use your pager for every turn. Good boy. Pager for every turn. See, I'm doing a pivot turn. I want the dog to bend with me. Good boy. Pager, good. Remember, the purpose of this exercise is to teach the dog that the vibration means come back to me. You're using your neck as soon as you're not getting what you want. Remember, you're not using your neck as a correction. You're using it as substitution to where your vibration's at. So if you're doing back and forth, and the dog's semi-paying attention to you, use your neck to help you out there. It's all going to depend on the level of excitement where your neck is at. Then when the dog goes, whoa, okay, I'll come back. Good. Now you can go back to your pager. Pager, good. Pager, good. See that drop down? Now, once the dog is already doing really good on that leash walking, you can also use your neck there to reinforce your behavior after he's done this behavior over and over and over. Now, we'll always talk about the 3 basic components. Don't pull on my leash, come back to me, lay down. Pager, good. That's what you want. That's what your pager is supposed to be. So, let's pretend I'm pressing my pager. Pager, and see there? He's taking forever. I'll use my neck there. Pager until it looks like that. So again, let's see if I'm gonna pager neck. See how he slowed down and laid down? Because I'm going slow. Now, it's actually kind of funny, pager, that he laid down. Why did he lay down? Now see, I love this. Let's pretend I was using my leash and he's dragging me and I was pressing my pager. Pager, neck, go! Oh, you're so good. Now remember, right now, why am I doing this? It's a little bit of a rough draft, pager. I wanted that dog, pager, to understand that, hey, that pager means you got to come back. Now, that was a little bit of more of a recall kind of exercise. But I wanted you guys to really see that when you're using your leash and your dog's yanking you just like that and you're holding your pager, you're going back and forth, your neck is your helper, your reinforcer. Now, that is a little bit of a recall. So let's practice a little bit of our recall, okay? So, okay, all through. Batman, let go. Good boy. I want you guys to practice this exercise a few hundred times. There's a couple different stages of your recall there. The simple ones, Batman, good. Treat where he's not far, he's not really distracted yet. Good. I know, again, we're using a simple, easy dog, but this dog, when he goes home, they got to continue doing these repetitions. Batman, good. See that? Good. I want to speed him up. Let's say I've done a couple good recalls with my pager. Now I'm going to use my neck to practice 1 or 2 really good recalls there. So, okay. Batman, good. That was my neck at a low level. Remember, I'm only in always using my vibration in substitution to where the vibration was already implemented. So that means I'm using my pager over and over and over. Then I'll use my nick to reinforce that behavior. So again, okay. Batman, good. Again, my nick. I want the dog to understand. Oh, that means come back, not whoa. I'm just getting a correction here. I'll go back to my pagers again. Okay, all through. Batman, good. I'm doing these over and over and over. Why do we do these exercises? So we can get to the difficult recall. So the difficult recall, I'm gonna release him and let him move away. Okay, all through. Just gonna let him be a dog now. I'm gonna let him move, let him fly, kind of just do his thing. Let's say I needed to call him now. Again, I'm just gonna let him go, move. I'm gonna start off with my pager here. Batman, good, go for it, good job. Ooh, there's a dog here. Guess what I get to do? I get to maybe practice my recall with my nick here. Batman, good. That was a high nick. You go, oh, Ricky, well, he didn't seem corrected. No, just the behavior became quicker. So what I'll do, let's pretend we have a dog in the backyard and the dog really struggles on the recalls. Then I would practice a few recalls with my pager over and over and over. Batman, good. Now I know the dog was facing to me, so ideally you want the dog facing away from me. You go, Ricky, why did you do that recall when he was facing you? Well, he already understands what that means. It means come back to me. Batman, good, pager. Then I'll introduce a high nick. Why? I've done pager, pager, low nick, pager, pager, low nick. Then I'll move my nick nice and high. Why? Because I want the behavior to be done quicker. Most people think the higher your nick is, the higher the correction. No, it's the quicker, especially if you've done everything right, the quicker the behavior and the non-negotiable shenanigans. So, of course, now he's sticking to me and going, oh, I felt that nick. That nick went up from, I was working him before on those little recalls at a 7. Kept coming back, kept coming back. Now I moved my nick up at a 30 to say, you need to come back to me now, no matter what the distraction is. Now again, let's say you're in the backyard and the dog's going nuts. I'll practice a few recalls before that with my pager, with a low nick. Then I'll add a high nick to say, hey, you gotta come back. But I want, oh, you're so good. Remember, you're doing all those exercises before the high level distraction. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on